Hey everybody, Streamline Steamroller here. You might be wondering, what is this very fancy, streamlined, luxurious steam locomotive doing here? And, well, this here is a Marx wind-up whistling Mercury. Now you may think, whoa, this thing's in great shape. Is that the original condition? And no, it's not the original condition. This was so expertly restored by Northview Model Railroader. And he so kindly sold this thing to me for a great price. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm not going to tell you what I paid for it. But anywho, if you're wondering what it looked like before, that's what it looked like before. Rear rust bucket. But Northview Model Railroader, he somehow made it this beautiful engine. I don't know how he does it. Anywho, we're going to do a slight little review. Now, we're going to start from the front. So first you have your little nice New York Central System copper plate thing. Have a little tabbed in divot thing to mimic a headlight. 2 wire handrails. I got to adjust that. 1 little teardrop smokestack. And there's no other domes on these like the Commodore Vanderbilts did. And for some reason, these whistlers have, the motors have this really long, brake lever. I don't know why they have that. And coming back, you have more little plates on each side. The Mercury. There's a little window. It's rounded at the back for some reason. Why are they rounded at the front? I don't know. Anywho, it's got stamped steel wheels. You see this contraption? That's the whistle. If you ever seen eBay auction, you're saying, Mercury or something, and you see, and it doesn't say whistling, but you see the engine lying on its side like this in a picture, and it has this thing, it's a whistler. A lot of times what happens is like dirt or dust gets into the thing, and it stops it from whistling. And other times grease like cakes up and stuff in the bearings, so then the RPM can't get high enough for these, so they won't whistle. That's another thing. Or maybe you just have a bent little flapper lever thing, and so it's just all the way down, and the gear won't engage it or something. But anywho, now these engines have a slightly thicker spring than most Marx wind-ups do, just to give it a little more power for the whistle. And something to be noted is that these wind-up, the holes for the key, they're slightly larger than most wind-ups. So if we take my 833 here, see the hole's a little bit smaller. See, there's the Mercury, see 833. Mercury, 833. Look at that wind-up hole. Slightly smaller on here. Put that back. But I do think Northview Model Railroad did a great job in restoring this thing. So, let's get winding. Now again, you're going to feel that these springs are thicker. You won't feel it at first, but you will feel it in about turn 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half. You just wind it up the same amount of rotations you do with a normal wind-up. Okay? Now, he just sold me the engine, not the tender. I bought the tender somewhere else. Ooh, something's not right here. There we go. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm going to adjust the camera. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, I'm back. So we have our Mercury here. You can see the whole loop. I know the edges are cut off, but, it's the best I can do. I'm right up against my bed here. So, yeah, it's the best we're going to do. Anywho, without further ado, let's run it. Okay. There it is. Sorry, I'm working with confined space. This little big loop of track takes up a lot of my room, so I'm like right up against my bed. There's something to be noted, is that for some reason, like towards the end of the run, you know, for some reason it runs like all of a sudden gets really slow and runs really slow for quite a while. I don't know why it does that, but it does. It's probably the fan acting like a flywheel. Another thing to be noted is that these trains are very, very wide. The shell, let's see, I'll take the tender off. See how much wider they are than the tender. Well, you can't see that, but they're a lot wider for some reason. And if you're wondering if these Mercuries were a real engine, they were. Here's what the real one looks like. You can kind of see the resemblance. And here's an actual advertisement for the Mercury. Yep. So the Mercury was a real engine. It's not real well known. They were Hudsons. This is a little 4.0 though. And these always have stamped steel wheels. And something to be noted is these engines, for some reason, Whistlers have, a lot of times their wheels are loose. It's called loose wheel syndrome. And how you fix that is with some JB weld. That's the best way to fix it. But this actually engine had LWS before it was restored. But it did run before it was restored. Not very well though. But anywho, I'm Streamlined Steamroller. This is the Marx Mercury number 635. And have a good one. See you in my next video. Stay tuned.